Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, this is video 2 of our Azure OpenAI services, and in this particular video we are going to learn about Azure OpenAI introduction and how you can set it out. So we'll be learning about that in detail, and also there is an important announcement which I have already made in my video 1. If you have not watched that video, do watch it. It will be in the iCard session here as well as at the description, because if you don't see that video you are going to feel this video as more confused. Okay, you will be getting free certification also. Everything I have explained how it is, so you can check out that video. Now let's not waste our time, let's dive into my computer screen and discuss more about getting starting with Azure OpenAI services. So guys, this is the course which I was talking to you all about. So you can just search in your new tab, you can just search here Microsoft space AI space 50 and you will immediately get the first link that will be this course. So where you can normally open this, and also you will be getting this course link in this video description, you can check out. So if you complete this, you will get a free certification from Azure. Okay. So before we get into the further notice, like I have an important notice to you all, which is, so if this particular Azure service, right, Azure OpenAI service, it is limited. So if you just like you have to raise the request, then you will get it. So it is not completely like free or not automatically we access it. Blob storage and all how we access, right? It's not the same. So you need to click on this link. So it's open limited. Okay, so you can just click on this register to it and you will get it. So you have to register to Azure OpenAI access or else you will not get it. Okay, so now I have clicked on this. So here you have all the process what you have to do. You have to fill all this to get your OpenAI access. It will be one time, within 1 or 2 days you will get it. Okay. So now let's not waste our time. Let's dive with our first topic, getting started with Azure OpenAI service. So introduction. You can see here. Suppose you want to build a support application that summarizes text and suggests code. To build this app, you want to utilize the capabilities of ChatGPT or chatbot by using OpenAI. Okay. So for this, what they have done, so there is a generative model powered by ChatGPT's ability to produce new content such as text, code, images, and natural language prompts. So many generative AI models are available and they are deep learning algorithms. So you can check out, like you can read all this. I'm not going to like waste time in reading all this. There are some exercises and some solutions to be done. So going forward, we'll be doing that. So all units are completed, it is showing to me. So I'll just click on the second one. You can see here also it is saying you all, you can see here access Azure OpenAI service. So to access Azure OpenAI service, you first require Azure OpenAI service, which like limited access. You have to click here and you will get the page which I was showing you all. Make sure you all apply to the Azure OpenAI access, then only you can complete this course. Okay. So create an Azure OpenAI service. So if you don't have Azure OpenAI, like you're not able to access the, like you cannot access this and you cannot pay. Actually, it is a free, like standard tier is available, which is free at the first when you're using for limited time. But if you don't have Azure account, if you don't want to use it, so you can just read this model and you can just try to answer all the questions, all the modules. At last, there is this assessment test where they will provide you both the login ID and password for Azure, where you will be performing the test. Okay, I'll be telling you all about the test in my upcoming videos. But here, let us see how we are going to do this. Okay. So you can see here, first it is asking you to create the Azure OpenAI services here, or you can create even using CLI also. This is an UI based, and even CLI you have the option to create. So you require all these things which are like resource and which source you're going to use, OpenAI and subscription ID, everything. Okay. And the regional availability. So there is a limited regions available. So I'll show you all practically now. Okay. So once just read all this, refer all this. I'm not going to refer all this for you all. Use Azure OpenAI Studio. So you can see here using of Azure OpenAI Studio. So I'll just directly skip into the practical session. Explore the types of generative AI models. This is important. Okay, so you have a GPT-4, GPT 3.5 models, embedded models, even DALI models. So make sure you all read about this complete modules. Okay, and after this deploying, just see it's an image based deployment. So I'll show you this deployment and everything practically. So there is something called as exercise here. So I'll just go to this exercise. So there is a lab, but I'm not going to use the lab. I'm going to do it in my personal account. Just click here for, if you want, you can start the lab, but in lab also you require your Azure ID and credentials only. So instead of using lab, let us use our own laptop only. So just click on this exercise instructions. You will get it here. So you will be performing. Now what is the task here? So first task is to Azure Open. So like you have to deploy this. So I'll show you all how you can deploy and use the playground. Okay. So let me just open Azure OpenAI. So guys, you can see here, this is my Azure OpenAI, like Azure OpenAI UI. So here you can see here, you can see here Azure OpenAI. If you don't have here, you can search here Azure OpenAI. You will get it, Azure OpenAI Studio or Azure OpenAI Service. So just click on this. When you click on this, you will be getting a UI interface like this. Okay, so if you don't have access, it will not come like this. Okay, so now you can see the instructions here. So first task is to deploy a model. So deployment of a model is very simple. So I'm just going to go here and click on create Azure OpenAI. So when I click on this create icon, so immediately you'll get this pay as you go. So you have only pay as you go option. Okay, select this, and there is no existing resources. So you can just create one resource. So I'm going to type here, I'm going to give the resource name as OpenAI. So this will be my resource name. Okay, and here you can see all the regions are available. So in this I like East US, so I'll be just selecting East US only, and the name of this particular one, so I'll just give OpenAI testing 1. Okay, name of this particular region, and you have here something called as, okay, the subdomain already exists, so I'll just give 1 2. Yeah, it's done. So here you can see there is something called a standard S0, so just click on this. Okay, that's all. Now click on next. Don't make any changes here. Here also don't require anything, and it is just reviewing. And after this you can just click on, mm, you can just click on create here. So yeah, create icon is enabled. So now the deployment has been started. You can see here all the deployment, it starts with the deployment. You can see here everything is available here. So, you know what is the advantage of using Azure OpenAI? So, normally when you are using the other services, right, other cloud services, you require an OpenAI key also, parallelly the cloud service also. But with Azure OpenAI, if you just create this deployment, it's enough. So, if you just create this, and like it is just creating, by the time you can click on home. Okay, so you can just click on this. So, it's already done. Okay, so it's done. Just let me refresh this. Okay, so what is the advantage is you don't require OpenAI key, because OpenAI key will be in this only. So if you just click on Azure OpenAI testing 1, so here you can see the key and endpoints, right? If you just click on this, so this, in this both, these both are your API keys, OpenAI API keys. You can use any of this key. So this will support you at the backend for ChatGPT also, and even Azure OpenAI also, it will hit it. And the endpoint here, we require this endpoint and any one key in this. So you can see here, I can click on the show keys, but it will get exposed. So I'm not going to show you all these keys. Okay, just directly copy it and you can paste it in your code deployment one. So in the upcoming videos, I'll show you all that practically. Okay. So let me go back. OpenAI testing 1 2. So I'll just go back. And I forgot to tell you all, you have even an option to regenerate here. Regenerate key 1, regenerate key 2. So if this keys anyone is not working, you can just click on regenerate. It will generate a new key. Okay. So now I got my Azure OpenAI service. Now what I have to click? Go to Azure OpenAI Studio. I'll just click on this. So it's done. The deployment part is done. If you go and see the instructions, signing to Azure portal. So creating your selected resource and everything. So and the pricing tier is standard 0. It's done. So deployment of the model is done. Now what is the second like task they have given? They told us to use the chat playground. Okay. So in the chat playground, what you're going to do, context model. Okay, set up a context model. For this, what I'll do, I'll go to Azure OpenAI. So you can see here, we don't have any model deployments right now. Okay, so to use this chat playground or to enable this chat playground, we require a deployment. Okay, so we are just going to click on create a new deployment. And you can see here, if you just click on this arrow mark here, you can see here, there are so many models of GPTs. So GPT 3.5 Turbo, GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K, 4 and 32K and even instruct. So you can select any model which you like. So I'll just select GPT 3.5 Turbo, and when it comes to the version, I'll give it a default version. Okay, and deployment name, I'll give it as Turbo. So only this is enough, and I'll just click on create. So now the deployment is done. Okay, so now the deployment is done. Now we can use this Turbo model. You can see here. So if you just click on this deployment, you can see here. So you can see here, this is the model which we have. Even if you want, you can create multiple deployments, and even you can deploy the model from Azure ML also. Okay. So you have even that option also. For me, only this deployment is enough for this initial video. I'll just click on chat, and you can see here, I got my model here, turbo model here. You can see here pass indicates and even the parameters, everything is here. So now let us tweak the model. So here in template, what you're going to do, you're going to select default and click on OK. So you can see here it is saying you are an AI assistant that helps people find information. So now let me just ask it one question. For example, what is famous in Bangalore? Or you can just give Bengaluru. So, okay, famous. Yeah. So let me just send it. You can see here, Bengaluru, also known as Bangalore, is famous for its pleasant weather, beautiful peaks and gardens and everything. So you can see a Silicon Valley IT city. So now let me make some changes in our model. So I'll just change this system message here, and I'll say you are a unhelpful bot who makes jokes on question user asked. Okay, I'll just give this to it. So now the system model is done. So now again I'll ask the same question here. Again I'll copy this and I'll give it. So I can press enter. Now you can see what it is going to say. Okay, oh sorry, I have not updated the changes. So you have to click on this apply changes. Okay, so only then it will be done. So I'll just click on this apply changes. Apply, continue. So now I'll ask it again. Well, apart from infamous traffic, Bangalore is famous for its pleasant weather. Peacock, okay, Silicon due to its thriving IT industry, and of course, no visit to Bangalore is complete without trying the delicious South Indian cuisine, especially the famous masala dosa. Okay, this is trying to make the jokes. Okay, so it is trying to tell that infamous traffic, and it is trying to tell, like, it's trying to make some jokes out of this. Okay, you can ask like how to cook biryani. Okay, so it might tell you. So what it is telling? Well, I'm just bought. I don't have a mouth to taste and hands to cook, but I definitely can give you ingredients. Okay. Okay, so it's giving the things better. Okay. So yeah, you can just tweak the system messages here, and even you have the option to add data also. So I'll explain you all this in the upcoming modules, how you can add data and how you can do the things. And even here in parameters, you can change the maximum response tokens, temperature of the model, how creative it should be, and everything you can tweak here. And the input tokens, how much it is in progress, everything will be there. And here you have deploy to new web app option also, and even you can import and export the data. Okay, so now once everything is done, guys, make sure you have to even close, or else you have to even delete this model. So if you don't delete this model, you will get charges. Okay, so I'm just clicking on delete and the deployment model is getting deleted. So if you are the one who just wants to learn, then I'll make sure that you just, once it's done, immediately delete it. Okay, so the first task was that only, almost. So it has given some prompts. Okay, you all can try with these prompts. So I'm not going to try with all these prompts. Okay, so I'm not going to try these prompts out. And let us go to our exercise. I want you all to try. I just wanted to show you all, and I want you all to try the things. Okay, let us go to knowledge check now. So in knowledge check, what Azure OpenAI OS model you can deploy to access the capabilities of ChatGPT. So now we have used GPT Turbo 3.5, right? So only this model is having the capability to interact with ChatGPT. Okay, other models also will interact, but they are different capabilities. It is not for chatting. Okay, which parameter could you adjust to change the randomness and creativeness on the computation front? So I have already told you, right? Temperature. So how much you are going to adjust the temperature, that much creative the model is going to be. So which Azure OpenAI, okay, which Azure OpenAI Studio Playground is able to support conversation in and message out scenario. Conversation in and message out scenario. So I guess it's chat. Yeah, it is our chat, right? So now I'll just click on check answer. You can see all the answers are correct. Okay. So even you all can do this. And finally, complete the model. Summary, complete the module. Okay. When you click on complete module, so immediately you will get one, this one. Yeah. You will get one certification like this. This I am getting because I have already completed that. You can just click on LinkedIn and you can share this achievement in your LinkedIn also. Okay. So if you are going to share it on LinkedIn, make sure you all tag me. Okay. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you all like this. So that's all for today's video. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you all. Meet you in the next video.